Game 2 of the day here at Davis Diamond, Texas A&M University. Zach Taylor alongside Tori Vidalis for the Heart of America Elite Fast Pitch Tournament. The winner of the Game 1, that would be Gametime Premier 18U, picked up a 3-1 win over OK Bomber Gold, OK Bomber Gold. And so now taking on OK Athletics Premier. So Athletics Premier will be the home team as we get underway here in Game 2. Going to be a usual cast of characters, it looks like, for Gametime Premiers. They're going to have Haley Kazel, the center fielder, leading things off. And one of the umpires, third base umpire, talking to somebody over in the home side bullpen, getting things underway. And we're just about to get underway here. And the first offering to Kazel, a called strike on the outside corner. And saw Kazel in Game 1. She led off and played in center field. She was 2 for 4 on the ball game and came around to score. The 0-1 just did catch the outside black. No balls and 2 strikes. Kazel up now. Tatum Bradshaw waiting on deck. The 0-2 tried to get her to chase high and wide, and she laid off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Tori, they got a lot of momentum there in Game 1, so the big thing is carrying that momentum into Game 2.
Yeah, that's the great thing, if there are any, about being in the loser's bracket, is when you do win that game to kind of fight for your life. Going into the next one, you're already on a roll, whereas when you're coming in and playing a team like the Athletics here, they haven't played yet, so they maybe need a little bit of time to warm up and get really going, get their juices flowing. And if you're game time, you're already in that mode of attack, attack, attack. So it kind of pays off for you down the road if you keep winning in the loser's bracket.
This pitch misses low and away. Now a full count to Kazel. Looking to carry that momentum into the first inning here of Game 2. Wave and a miss. A good job of the pitcher being able to fight back there and rack up the strikeout for out number 1. Bradshaw coming up. 1 for 3 in Game 1. Actually came around to score the first run of the ball game for Gametime Premier. And Tatum, a little excuse me swing, fouls it back to the screen.
I'm much better. I got Wyatt's windbreaker on and that cold wet
Premier looking to fight back out of that loser's bracket and being able to pick up another much-needed win here for heading home back to Oklahoma. The 0-1 misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And you got Clara Skaggs, who had a big Game 1 at the plate, waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think starting to warm up a little bit out there. Now got the coach for Gametime has gotten rid of the long sleeves and is rocking well, I guess she's still wearing long sleeves, but she's pulled them up to around the elbows. So that's when you know it's really warming up out there. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks now for the Athletics.
Yeah, we're seeing some speed out of the pitching circle. Definitely a big difference compared to last game when they played the OK Bombers. Had a little bit more spinning pitchers. So it'll be interesting to see how they make the adjustments early in the game, hopefully, and get on time.
Mentioned Skaggs had that big Game 1, went 3 for 4 with an RBI. And left-handed hitting third baseman. There's Sands batting gloves, and the first offering and off speed misses up and in. The 1-0. And that one misses the zone. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Briley Russell waiting on deck. Wave and a miss brings the count to 2-1. Did not see Russell in game 1. He's going to be catching today. Hanging out in the on-deck circle with her shin guards on. Slow wind-up, slings it home. Just did, nope, called strike, a delayed called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Total of 5 ball games being played here today. We'll have broadcast for 3 of those. The 2-2 swung on. Wow, really got around on it and yanks it foul. And just a bit out ahead of it was Clara Skaggs. Tori, you were kind of regaling us with some stories about close calls with foul balls in the dugout, right?
Yeah, it can be scary, especially when you play at venues with no net in front of the dugout. Thankfully now it was a rule in the SEC that you had to have a covering in front of the dugout, but it's very scary, especially as you get older and people start to hit harder and the pitchers fool you more. You know, you tend to be maybe out in front a little bit. So you honestly never know when a ball could be coming your way, and it's easy to get distracted in the dugout, so you always have to be heads up.
Got to be on your guard at all times. Skaggs making like the Bee Gees and staying alive down there.
Good one.
Yeah. Let me some Gibb brothers. Swing and a miss. And she does go down. So striking out the side, the Athletics. 1, 2, 3. To the bottom half of the first we go. You're listening to HFL Softball.
Howdy fans, thank you for being here at beautiful Davis Diamond today for this great event. We ask that if you are not actively eating or drinking that you please wear your face mask so we can continue to host this event moving forward. Thank you.
Back here in the bottom of the first, Davis Diamond. Second ball game of the day, this time between Gametime Premier and OK Athletics Premier. And unfortunately for the Athletics, we actually don't have names right now, so we're just going to rock them out by number 1. So number 1 starting things off, leading off, number 22 waiting on deck.
Number 1 and number 1.
Number 1 and number 1. That's fitting, right?
Yeah.
Number 1 in the lineup. Number 1 out there.
Number 1 in your hearts.
Second offering misses wide. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. And taking the circle for Premier here in game 2. Morgan Max. Max misses outside. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Morgan was the designated player in game 1. Bring it home on 3-0 from the lefty. Misses. Oh, nope. Did catch the outside corner. I was about to give her a walk already.
You never know up here.
And everybody talks about, you know, the matchups that you may have. I mean, it really is a different look with a left-hander there in the circle. She brings it home, misses inside, but maybe it might be a little easier for right-handed hitters. What was your take on that?
Honestly, I never realized if it was a lefty until someone made a comment about it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which is kind of weird because you're just so used to seeing the arm go in a circle that I honestly just sometimes don't pay attention, that I'm just like, oh, the ball's coming at me. Let me find it and hit it, which as the game goes on, I'm like, oh, she's a lefty. Yeah, that makes sense.
Swung on, line drive past the first baseman, going to trickle into right field. Rounding second, headed for third, and sliding in safely, number 1. So a single from number 22. Feels just kind of awkward saying that, but number 22 getting the single here. And so runners at the corners now. And the number 3 hitter coming up.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow line drive that the first baseman just couldn't really catch up with, and it gets past her, but since it was so slow, it allowed number 1 for the A's to get all the way around to third. If it was hit a little bit harder, I don't think she would have had the time to get to third, but she had a great slide in, and it's now safe with runners on the corner.
Presley Main, the shortstop, playing in a little bit. You'd love to turn 2 here. In on the hands and a little squibber, and it's going to be fielded by the second baseman. And no play but to go to first, but that did work out, and that stayed in the infield. The runner stays at third. And moving on down to second is number 22. So runners at second and third with 1 out. Ends up being a 4-3. Worked almost in the way that you might see a sacrifice.
Yeah, that was kind of a tricky play for the base runner. She didn't know if they were going to catch it or drop it, and last minute she had to take off in such a long run to second. They could have easily turned and got her at second on the tag.
Now you got your pitcher hitting cleanup here. Takes the first offering for a called strike. Runners at second and third. No score early on here between Gametime Premier and OK Athletics Premier. Bring it home on the 0-1, catches the outer black. No balls and 2 strikes. And the Premier got here following a 3-1 win in the first game today over OK Bomber Gold. Got underway a little early today, or a little late, I should say, excuse me. Wave and a miss. Nice high offering, got her to chase. 2 down. Number 12 coming up here. Number 5 hitter in the lineup. And we'll call time and step out of the box. Wind's still whipping around out there. As we mentioned, it has gotten a little bit warmer with the sun coming out, but not much. Little check swing, think it might have got a piece of the bat. So the runner stays put at first base. Or is she saying that it hit her?
I think the coach is trying to ask what's going on.
So the third base coach wanting to have a talk with the home plate umpire. And now he's going to bring in the infield umpires. Not for sure exactly what they have. It looked like a check swing foul ball. But I don't know. What do you think the third base coach is talking? Not to speculate, but what else do we have to do right now?
Well, so those are the hardest calls to make because the ball is so close in on the hand. So if the ball hits the hand, it's a dead ball. But if you're swinging, like it's like a check swing, it might not necessarily be called a dead ball. It would be called a foul ball. So there's a lot of different scenarios that you can have right there. But I think he may go with just a strike on the batter.
In fact, that's what they're going to do. They're going to stay with the call, so it's an 0-1 count to number 12. Left-hander in the circle, Morgan Max in for Premier. Runners at second and third, bottom of the first. Got 2 away. Sling it in. That one almost did get a piece of her. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1. And catches the outside half. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Four, 5, and 6 due up in the bottom half of the inning, or I should say the top of the next inning. As this one lays down right field, slicing but caught in right, and that will end the threat. And so Premier gets some runners on, but unable to bring them home. We head to the top of the second, no score. Listening to HFL softball.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team One Elite Club invite is coming to Kansas City.
OK Athletics threatened in the bottom of the first, but nothing doing as they strand a couple of runners. No runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 left. And to the top of the second we go. At Game Time Premier, bringing up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Briley Russell, who we did not see in Game 1, leading off against Taryn Ritz, the left-hander. And Ritz winds and fires and slings in a called strike, 0-1. Working on getting you some of these names for Athletics Premier. So they're slowly trickling in. The 0-1 misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Waiting on deck, Presley Main, the shortstop. And took something off of that offering, misses wide, 2 balls and a strike. Slow delivery, a slow roller, hit to third base, picked up, thrown on to first for out number 1. Playing the hot corner today is Lily Hood.
Yeah, great defensive play. I like that she was able to smother that ball and kept her feet moving. Makes a solid throw over to first base. We saw a couple iffy throws in the beginning of the first game, so it's good to see these infielders getting a solid throw over there to their first baseman.
So a quick 1 out, 5-3. And Presley Main coming up. Presley 2 for 4 in the first ball game, takes offering for a ball. Morgan Max, the pitcher, waiting on deck. And takes a called strike right at the waist. 1-1. And on the hands, fists at foul. That'll bring the count to 1-2 Doing a great job of sanitizing here as well at Davis Diamond in between innings. Having to go out and make sure that the seats are well sanitized. Everybody's practicing social distancing, rocking the masks. The 1-2 offering, trying to get her to chase. She wouldn't bite on it. 2-2. That's a called strike 3, just right on the outside black. Got Maine looking. And the 4th strikeout of the day for Taryn Ritz. And out number 2 here in the second.
Yeah, Ritz throwing gas out there, especially like I was talking about in the top of the first. Last game against Gametime, there was a little bit more spinny, really hitting their locations, not going to overpower you with the speed, and Ritz is just coming out here slinging the ball. Big adjustment as a hitter.
And she slings this one inside to Morgan Max. 1 ball and no strikes. And Morgan trying to help herself out here, starting the ball game here in game 2. Takes a pitch wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Katie Scott, second baseman, waiting on deck. Swung on, line drive, going to plop down in right field for a base hit. So Max helping herself out a little bit here with 2 outs, gets a single. And that keeps the top of the inning alive. Katie Scott coming up.
And they were good at that last game, getting those 2 out hits, 2 out RBIs. Did it really well in the 7th inning. So they're trying to keep their streak going.
And looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. And that is Maggie Place, I believe. Nope, excuse me. That's Presley Main, who's come in as a pinch runner.
Looks like
I'm off there too.
Ruth, number 2.
Okay. Must have swapped around some numbers then. Presley Main was number 2 in game 1.
Maybe there's 2A, 2B.
There very well might be.
That happened to us last weekend.
Why not? So Ruth's on first base. There you go. Katie Scott up at the plate. Ritz winds and fires. Ball pops away from the catcher, and scooting on down to second base will be Ruth. Wild pitch. One I think Sydney McLaughlin would tell you that she should have come up with. McLaughlin back behind the plate. And the second offering that time does find the strike zone, evens the count to 1-1 with Katie Scott. And the second offering finds the plate. So, talked about Ritz just dealing strikes by the dozen right now. Did give up the one base hit, but runner in scoring position has a 1-2 count on Scott. Sling it home and just did get a piece to stay alive. Emily Labeth waiting on deck. Scott trying to keep things alive here, at least get her team on the board. Again, she has a runner that's 120 feet away and fouls this one off at the plate. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. I was asking you earlier, Tori, I know your dad's a big golfer. If you follow golf at all during the Masters, Tiger shot a 10 today on a par 3.
Sounds like I was playing.
Tiger Woods, he's just like us. At least
He's
just
human.
just like me anyways. Good grief. And again, just getting a piece of it at the plate does Katie Scott, so staying alive. Yeah, no, I've definitely, I think by that time though, at least when I'm playing, I would have just picked up my ball and gone to the next hole. I would have said, that's enough of that. I'm not going to mess with that anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I'm all right. Tiger's got a few skins on the wall when it comes to winning championships, so he's due. There's a hot shot over to second base. A nice little chopper on to first for out number 3. So Premier threatens but unable to get anybody home. And we are headed to the bottom of the second. No score. You're listening to HFL Softball. To the bottom of the second we go. Still no score here between Game Time Premier and Athletics Premier. Tinley Lucas, Ellie Lovelace, and Kinley Riley due up for the Athletics. And the first offering, Lucas swung on and missed. Again, Morgan Max, the lefty, in the circle for Game 2 for Premier. Game Time did threaten there in the bottom of the second. Got a runner all the way to second base, but left her stranded. The 0-1 just does miss the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Talked about those shadows earlier in game 1. We were contending with the circle being in the sun and then everybody else being in the shadows. Well, right now the sun has taken over the field. So we are basked in beautiful rays of sunshine. Called strike 1 and 2. Lucas hitting from the right side. Offering up and in. Bring it to 2-2. She's got those the shoulder sleeves pulled up too, showing off the guns this morning.
Oh yeah, she's trying to get a good tan. We would do that whenever we had somewhere to be, or honestly we just didn't want tan lines, but tan lines in softball,
Yeah,
it's inevitable.
It's kind of a given. Able to stay alive there.
I think I have permanent tan lines. Farmer's tan is
Just
what we
never
call
gonna
it.
go away. Yep. That's just part of it. And talk about golf, you get golfers tans, especially when wearing shorts all the time too. It's like why are the bottom from just above the knee down? It's so much darker than your upper leg. This pitch misses up. It's now a full count. The payoff pitch, shot down the first baseline, but just foul. Wow, got that close to getting a big extra base hit.
Good way to just get it out of the zone. I think she knew she couldn't quite square it up completely. Just throws the barrel out, make it go foul.
Count remains full. The payoff pitch again, misses down and in, ball 4. So Lucas able to work out a walk to lead the bottom of the second here. And Ellie Lovelace, the left fielder, coming up.
And that's exactly what you want to lead off. Well, what you want as an offense, not as a defense, but
Right.
a leadoff walk is probably the best thing that you can have. Free base.
Yeah, not a bad deal, and you really didn't have to work too hard. You just made sure that the pitches were there. The runner goes, a delayed throw, and actually finds the rib cage of Lucas as she goes diving in head first. And she'll be safe, but kind of wearing that one a little bit.
Always a little bit of a shock when you catch it in the ribs. I wouldn't know from experience. I don't steal, but
Yeah, especially sliding in head first. So the speedster able to get to second on the stolen bag, and yeah, kind of a delayed throw from Russell back behind the plate.
I think it took her a second to realize that she was actually stealing.
Yeah, double clutched it a little bit. The 0-1 offering, and out in front, able to spoil it foul, was Lovelace. Kinley Riley waiting on deck. A lot of righties in this lineup for Athletics Premier.
That's right. Go righties.
Righties who run the
I'm
world.
biased.
Righties, yeah, just a little bit. I'm right-handed too. They say nothing special about that, you know, but
Maybe in baseball, but
maybe in baseball. Softball, little different deal. This pitch misses up. It's 1-2. Anybody can be left-handed and a power hitter, you know. That just seems like it's Peyton McBrides of the world. Peyton, of course, plays for Texas A&M. One ball, 2 strikes. Bring it home, and came in and hit her. Boy, way off the mark. A hit by pitch after starting 0-2 in the count. Lovelace works an HBP, so runners at first and second. Still no outs for Kinley Riley.
ouch. I
Yeah,
know that one hurt.
That did not look like it felt good at all. So Athletics Premier got something cooking right now with no outs and 2 runners on. Do you think about trying to lay down a bunt here?
depends on who's up in the lineup. I think if you know you have somebody who's an RBI hitter, absolutely not. You just give them the chance to swing the bat. Don't take it out of their hands and let them do what they do. But I think if you have someone who's more a singles hitter or someone who hits for average, I say why not lay down for a bunt? It'd be the exact same as letting them swing away. So it increases your chances of getting 2 runners into scoring position.
Well, at least on pitch 1, Riley was swinging. Does not show bunt on pitch 2 either, but takes it up high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You also have to be strategic in the fact that runners on first and second, you know, there's a force at third, so most likely they're going to be pitching you inside. But if inside is the hitter's strength, you know, there's so many factors that go into this process of thinking what to do as a coach. So I think over time you learn what's best for your players and what they do, what are their skills, what are their, I don't want to say weaknesses, but what do they do not so well. And here is probably one of those situations where the coach believes in his hitter and knows she can get it done.
Riley able to poke it foul, and you kind of saw that getting set up. Max had caught the outside corner for a called strike, and then on the 1-2 pitch, try to go a little bit further out, but Riley able to spoil it off. So 1-2 count. Just underway here. Again, bottom of the second. Went up high, tried to get her to chase, and she wouldn't do it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here at beautiful Davis Diamond on a very sunny but windy and a little chilly day in College Station, Texas. Hanging out on the west campus of Texas A&M. Swing and a miss. And a double clutch. There's going to be a throw down to second base to try to get the runner leaning, but diving back in plenty of time was Lucas. However, out number 1 has been recorded.
Great setup there by Max. She was pounding the outside corner to set her up, get her on her toes, and then goes straight back inside with a drop ball, which I think is mechanically one of the hardest pitches to hit. And with a runners on first and second, that's exactly what you want them to do, is ground out to third base. But she swung over it and then double clutch to second base. They almost had a double play there. It would have been big time for them.
Carissa Figner up now, the EP today, takes the first pitch up and in. And the second offering is swinging, tips this one foul off the end of the bat. Five games again on the docket for today. We'll be hanging out with you, Tori and I, for 3 of them. 1-1, misses up. Quick snap throw down to first, and back in plenty of time. First baseman did not even try to attempt the tag there, as Lovelace was back in plenty of time. Brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Wave and a miss. Some speed behind that offering as Max dials it up some. Already got some movement down in the bullpen right now on that third base line for Game Time premiere. Swung on, pop foul off to our right. Into the stands. We'll do it again at 2-2. Corkin Skypeworth waiting on deck, which so far, without a doubt, has been my favorite name.
It's always cool to see the different last names and different teams.
I mean, Corkin Skypeworth almost sounds like that would be an actor's name or something. Swung on, there's a ground ball hit to third. Step on the back for 1, on to first, double play. And a great play made by Clara Skaggs at the hot corner. 5 unassisted, and then a 5-3 to get Skypeworth. And so Athletics Premier threatens, but comes up empty here in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third. Still no score. You're listening to HFL Softball.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
To the top of the third we go. Still no score between Game Time Premier and Athletics Premier. Emily Labeth going to lead things off, followed by Casey Polson for Premier here. And it's back to the top of the lineup we go. And first pitch swinging against Taryn Ritz, fouls it off to the right. And I know that these girls are used to playing in large venues, I mean, in big places. But again, you are talking about a D1 stadium. And, you know, we talked about it in game one, Tori, just having to play your first games here and that being a little unconventional when you're used to playing in a smaller venue. So I'm sure even for these girls, it seems kind of cavernous at times out there.
That's a big word.
Cavernous?
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't know I had that in my vocabulary, did you?
I didn't.
The 1-1, a hot shot back to the circle and off the leg of Ritz. And she has the wherewithal to throw it on to first, but that is going to sting. And now the entire infield going to come in and check on her, and she gives the thumbs up to the dugout. She's okay. Nice play.
Great play. In my head, I'm just thinking, that a girl,
Yeah,
that a girl.
Yeah.
You know, it happens as a pitcher. Sometimes they just get a hold of one and it comes right back at you. But honestly, it's not about how well they hit the ball. It's about how well you respond after it. Obviously, I know it hurts.
Right.
100% been there, know what that feels like. But when you can get up and just make the play, that makes you that more intimidating, I think, as a hitter. If I hit someone in the shin and they get right back up, make the play, I'm defeated as a hitter.
Right.
So for her to just, without even a second thought, she's on the ground, no glove on, just picks up the ball and throws it over to first, that's big time. That's a huge play.
Her teammates will give her a little bit of a ribbing as she's out there at the circle. They were having a good laugh about that afterwards. But a 1-3 for out number one, and now Casey Polson coming up, left-handed hitting first baseman for Game Time. And Ritz will sling it home, offering Mrs. Lowe. Lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Haley Kazel, the leadoff hitter, waiting on deck. The 1-0. This one misses the plate. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Infield playing in a little bit. Polson more of a slapper from that left side. Still got that wind blowing in as well, so the outfield is playing way in. The 2-0, a called strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. And down in the dirt, 3 balls and 1 strike. So Polson, the number 9 hitter, with a chance to draw a walk here. If she can get one more ball thrown. And Haley Kazel waiting on deck, the leadoff hitter. Tatum Bradshaw to follow. Little excuse me swing, kind of a half-hearted wave at it from Polson. Called strike. It's now a full count. Zach Taylor, Tori Vidalis with you, and wave and a miss. And Taryn Ritz able to fight back in the count and gets a strikeout. That's her 5th of the day. And 2 down. Already seeing the strikeouts start to pile up. Her opponent, her counterpart, Morgan Max, with 2 Ks this morning. This early afternoon, I should say now. Kazel hitting from that left side, struck out her first time up. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a called strike nonetheless, 0-1. Fans kind of sparsely populating the stands here, as you can imagine. Social distancing being a big part of it. Good to see folks rolling with the social distancing. 0-1. Wave and a miss. Blew it by her. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swung on, chopped foul on the third base side, and good go of it there by Skypeworth, but she'll let it roll on by her into the outfield. And Kazel will stay with the 0-2 count. Tatum Bradshaw waiting on deck should Kazel reach. Only 1 base runner so far for game time. The 0-2 misses high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got you a makeshift blanket there, Tori. It's very nice.
It is a little chilly.
Imagine if you were wearing shorts. That's what I rolled up here with today. I was thinking, oh, you know, it's been pretty warm recently. It'll warm up nicely. It's still kind of chilly. Swung on and fell back.
Yeah, I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah, I really wasn't either.
I was
Imagine
working
that in
out
November.
yesterday, and I was just drenched in sweat in my garage. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. I actually might be a little hot in jeans. I'm like, thank goodness I packed jeans.
Yeah, I was about to say, good thing you brought pants. And like you said, you always got to be prepared. It's like the Boy Scouts out there playing softball. You always got to have that extra hoodie in the bag. This pitch misses down and away. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kazel in game 1 was 2 for 4. Looking for her first base knock of this second ball game, and flips this one foul back off to the left. And even when she hasn't been able to get on base, like her first at bat, went full count before striking out, and is able to really drive up the pitch count against the opposing pitcher. Claire Skaggs in the hole, but Bradshaw's waiting on deck. Kazel will flip this one foul, rolls it up the third base line. The 2-2 from Ritz. Swung on and again spoiled foul. This goes to show, again, those long, lengthy at-bats. And as a hitter, when you see something, it might not be necessarily something you can drive or something you can get a good base hit off of, but just being able to kind of flip it foul is important. The 2-2 swung on, driven into left field, and slicing foul. And a lot was going on right there. Ellie Lovelace, the left fielder, was playing in a bit and was ranging back, nearly got to that, but it landed right over her head, and fortunately for Athletics, it landed foul. Definitely made that one a lot closer to getting the base knock. The 2-2, 2 outs. Ritz winds and fires. Swung on, foul back to the screen. Long, lengthy at bat, for
These
sure.
are the ones where the pitcher's like, okay, come on, either strike out or get a hit. I don't
Yeah.
even care at this point.
Just tired of seeing your face up there.
Yeah, exactly.
The 2-2. Just did miss outside, tried to paint the outside corner. Didn't get the call. Full count now. Second time now that she's worked a full count. You've got the whole left side of the infield shifted over towards third base. Swung on, line drive over the third baseman's head and just inside the foul line. And the throw gets away from the second baseman, but backed up. Over at first, actually shortstop, was covering the bag at second. It was backed up by the second baseman, but what a great piece of hitting there from Haley Kazel.
That right there is the definition of a quality at bat.
Oh, yeah.
For her to be able to foul off so many pitches, and then actually she let one go that I thought was very impressive, because after you start to foul so many off, it becomes difficult to decide, okay, is that one on the plate? Is that one a little bit farther out? And so she was able to lay off a pitch that was just off the plate and did get it for a ball, and then is able to come back, take another foul ball, and then be able to place it in right over third base. It's just quality.
A lot of peskiness going on from Haley Kazel.
Yes.
Now she gets to be pesky on first base. And that first offering to Tatum Bradshaw swung on and missed. But you would love to kind of reward her for that with a big base knock here from Bradshaw. She had a double in the first game. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner staying put at first base. In on the hands, popped her up. Going to stay in the infield, ranging over towards third. Shielding from the sun was Lily Hood, and makes the catch for the final out. So Haley Kazel able to prolong things a little bit, but finally a pop-up to the shortstop ends the threat. We head to the bottom of the third, still no score. You're listening to HFL Softball. To the bottom of the third we go. Athletics Premier going to be sending their 3 up to the plate. Hopefully more than just 3. hitters. Gork and Skypeworth going to lead things off. Face the first offering for a called strike. Corkin playing at third base today for the Athletics. Lexi McDonald, the leadoff hitter, on deck, followed by Rylan Dooner. Sling it home, wave and a miss. And Morgan Max was able to work out of a little bit of trouble in that last inning. Got a nice double play. Five unassisted and then a 5-3. And tries the outer corner, doesn't get the call. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zach Taylor alongside Tori Vidalis with you today. Now at beautiful Davis Diamond. Aggieland, wave and a miss, got her to chase. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Morgan Max. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. Lexi McDonald walked back in the first inning, but was left stranded at third. Hitting from the left side, first pitch swinging, a one hop bounces off the second baseman's glove, and a bad throw to first will go up the line, and McDonald safe at first base. Rule that one a E4. I think they probably would have had her if they'd been able to make a good play over there, but Katie Scott kind of uncorked one.
Yeah, and especially in that situation, if you bobble the ball, just hold on to it. The play would have been close, but with the bad throw, you give them the opportunity if it goes into the dugout, because it kind of looked like it was really wide for her to go to second. So honestly, just hold it. She's already going to be safe. It's fine. Just turn a double play, something, but you don't want to make the situation worse for yourself by making a bad throw.
So McDonald on first base now with 1 out. And the number 2 hitter, Rylan Dooner, takes an offering away. Rylan had a single her last time and advanced to second, but was left stranded. Bring it home off the glove of Russell, and we'll go to the backstop, and so that's going to allow McDonald to scoot on down to second. And just right off the end of the glove of Briley Russell. So a runner in scoring position now for Athletics Premier. Again, no score in the bottom of the third. The 2-1 misses up high. Now 3 balls and a strike. Sydney McLaughlin, the catcher, waiting on deck. In on the hands, popped her up right behind first base, ranging over into foul territory to make the grab was Katie Scott. So Katie able to make up for that throwing error with a nice play.
Yeah, redeemed herself. She traveled a long way for that ball. Got a good angle on it, and I love that she had the awareness to know that McDonald might be tagging. So as soon as she caught that ball, she transferred it out of her glove and was looking for her, waiting to make that throw if necessary.
So Sydney McLaughlin coming up now with 2 outs and a runner at second base. McLaughlin grounded out to second her first time up. Hitting from the right side, a big swing and a miss. Came out of the box on that one. 0-1.
You know what they say about those 3-hole hitters.
Swinging for the fences.
It's only funny because I'm a 3-hole hitter.
Yeah. Hitting dingers.
I know what you mean, Sydney.
0-1 the count, bring it home again, fouled off. Have you ever swung so hard that your helmet came off? You ever had one of those instances or anything?
Not that it's fallen off, but it's definitely rotated on my head before. But the helmet was way too big. So.
Yeah. I think that was just more a size
issue.
Size issue. You would never swing too hard at a
Yeah,
pitch and
never,
come up empty
never.
or anything.
Too many times to count.
0-2. Bring it home. Off speed, missed up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taryn Rintz, the pitcher, waiting on deck. Waiting for a chance to help herself out. We'll see. One-two offering. Swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again at 1-2. Winner of this game looking to advance to the Tier 1. They can pull off the win. In on the hands, and again fights it foul back off to our right. McLaughlin, the number 3 hitter. Tori was saying they've got that in common. Swung on, fouled back. McLaughlin's a catcher, though. Have you ever caught in your career? How did that go?
I was 10 years old, and I told them I could play any position. So they said, "Can you play catcher?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Absolutely.
They put the gear on me, put a pitching machine up at probably like 60 miles an hour, which is pretty fast when you're about
for 10. Yeah.
And I had my glove up. The ball straight hit my glove and hit my chest. I missed it.
Wave and a miss. Got McLaughlin to go up the ladder. And a good job from Morgan Max to get out of a bit of a jam there. She gets a couple of strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, one error, excuse me, 1 left on. As we head to the 4th, you're listening to HFL Softball.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given. All is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
To the top of the 4th we go. Still no score between Athletics Premier and Gametime Premier. But Gametime is going to be sending up the heart of the order. Clara Skaggs, Briley Russell, and Presley Main up against Taryn Rintz. Mentioned Skaggs was kind of the hero there in game 1 at the plate. Went 3 for 4 with an RBI. Would love to get a big base knock here. Start things off in the 4th inning. So far today, Tori, you've seen some pretty good pitching battles going on. Game 1 was kind of that way, and so far game 2's been that way.
Yeah, Taryn Ritz dealing in the circle. Already has 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. I'm sure she'll add some more to that tally.
Skaggs takes an offering down in the dirt. I'm talking about this earlier. Yeah, just not a lot of left-handers out there for the Athletics. Nobody in the field right now throwing left-handed. As this one popped up in foul territory, finding the sun and able to make the catch is Ellie Lovelace. Was not easy, and that wind was knocking it around as well, but able to come up with the play.
Yeah, that wind is making it really difficult for the balls that go straight up in the air because it kind of blows it all which way. And if you're an outfielder, you really have to keep your feet moving and be aware of which way the wind is blowing in which direction, so you know exactly kind of where the ball is going to take you. If you're oblivious to where that wind's going, you can look like a fool out there.
It's not going to go well for you.
It's happened plenty of times to me and teammates.
Briley Russell takes an offering down low. Again, we didn't see Briley in game 1. And Kennedy Fisher as the catcher there in game 1. And Kennedy had a big double and a big run scored in game 1. But she's hanging out in the dugout. The 1-0. Swung on, line drive, laced into right field for a base hit. So Russell getting on the base with a hard hit single. Presley Main coming up.
And they will get a pinch runner for their catcher, saving those legs.
And it looks like Fisher's going to come in and pinch run.
Oh, look at that. Catcher for catcher.
Oh. Keep it done. Fisher's got pretty good wheels. We saw that in game 1. Sometimes, at least it was in my case, catcher's not very fast, generally. That's why I ended up where I was. Too hard to get to ground balls whenever you got a slow movement.
Yeah.
It's better just to be stationary for the most part, unless you're trying to block them. Maine a strikeout victim last time. First pitch swinging, rips this one, but foul down the left field line. 0-1. I was talking with somebody the other day, just talking about playing baseball and catching and everything. And I'm like, yeah, if I was to end up in that spot right now, get down in a crouch, I could get down there. I just don't know if I could get back up. That'd be the only issue. That's what happens when we get old, Tori.
I believe
Just giving you a heads up. 0-1 the count. Ritz winds and fires, brings it home, called strike. 0-2. Morgan Max waiting on deck. She's got a single today. Trying to help herself out. The 0-2 bring it home. Swung on. This one is lofted deep into left field, but foul. That's curling over into the home bullpen. Got some bird feathers or something right here on the window, and that's been bothering me for the last 3 innings. I don't know. Well, one, I don't know how a bird got up here on how I could do that on a flat surface. The 0-2 just did miss outside. Mentioned how nice the facility is here at Davis Diamond. It's adjacent, I should say, I was about to say adjoined, but adjacent to the new track and field facility. This pitch misses up high. Runner goes. Throw down is in time. 2-6, caught stealing.
It was a great throw and a great tag by Hood. Fisher tried to do a little bit of a hook slide situation, but Hood does a great job of holding on to the ball and going to get her before she gets there, but a great throw by McLaughlin.
So Kennedy Fisher gets caught stealing. It was a ball, by the way. Counted as 2 balls, 2 strikes to Maine. And swung on. This one is lofted in the shallow left. Going to be an easy play made out there in left field by Lovelace. And just like that, the top of the 4th is over with. So a caught stealing really hurt game time right there. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. You're listening to HFL Softball. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It's going to be the meat of the order for the Athletics. Taryn Rentz, Lily Hood, and Tinley Lucas do up against the lefty Morgan Max. Both of these teams have had some traffic on the base paths, but nothing doing as far as scoring any runs. Still scoreless here, heading into the fourth. Ritz, a strikeout victim her last time up, and the first pitch to her is up and in. Zach Taylor, former Texas A&M All-American Tori Vidalis with you. Ritz hitting from that right side, as are all the hitters for the Athletics. This pitch misses away. It's now 2-0. Right down the heart of the plate, taking all the way. Yeah, talking about the new track and field facility, I got a chance to tour that. Gosh, I guess it was a year and a half ago now before they opened it up. And at least got to check out the insides, and looked awfully, awfully nice. Unfortunately, track and field for their outdoor season wasn't able to compete because of COVID-19. Three and one the count. Max trying to work back here. Called strike on the outside black. Ritz thought she had a walk, but didn't.
She did not like that call.
You know, she's the pitcher on the other side too, so she's kind of saying, where's that been for me? Full count. Bring it home, swing and a miss. Up and away and got her to chase. So second time today, Taryn Ritz has been a strikeout victim and out number one. Yeah, in those cases, I mean, if you're a catcher or you're a pitcher, you generally want to stay on the umpire's good side.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's hard to argue that whenever you're saying, hey, I'm going to want that same call whenever I'm out there. Lily Hood up now, flew out to right her first time. Takes the first pitch, called strike. I've just been amazed at the wind today. It just continues to whip around out there in center. I'm not seeing, we saw one ball, one hop to the wall, but it never got up in the air enough to look like it might be a home run. As Hood trying to catch the defense sleeping, tries to put down a bunt, but it rolls foul.
Yeah, anything that's going to have a chance at getting out of here has to be a hard backspin line drive that just cuts through the wind. And even then, maybe it'll get far enough and high enough. But the wind is pretty serious today out here.
It is whipping around for sure. The 0-2 swung on, hit off the end of the bat, trickling over to second base. Up with it, firing on to first is Scott for out number 2. And just like that, there's 2 down. Tinley Lucas, the right fielder, coming up. Lucas reached on a walk her last time and then stole second base, but a ground ball from Carissa Figner got her out as the force out over at third. First pitch swinging, line drive, going to find the right center field gap. It's all the way to the wall. Rounding first, heading for second. She's still chugging, going for third. Here comes the throw from the relay, not in time. A triple for Tinley Lucas.
And that's exactly what the Athletics needed right there. The big difference that could have just happened in that play was the fact that she did not stutter around second base, kind of questioning herself. Oh, should I go? Am I going to make it? She picked up the third base coach immediately and just went straight to third base. She didn't stutter step. She didn't question it. She just kept running. And that honestly is the difference a lot of times between being safe or having a double with an error.
Ellie Lovelace up now. Was hit by a pitcher last time. And we were told that in the bracket, when it comes to these two teams, that the winner will move on to the Tier 1. The loser still has a chance to get a berth, from what we understand.
The loser still gets a bid, but
Still
the winner of this game will go to the championship game.
Gotcha.
So the loser will be in the top 3.
Flipped up over the bat and over our heads, 0-1. I don't know how those tournaments are. Just trying to figure it all out, all the logistics of it.
Yeah, so much information, so many different games you got to play.
Should Lovelace reach, Kinley Riley is waiting on deck. Max winds and fires, uncorks a wild pitch. Here comes the runner. The throw, not in time. And coming in to score, Tinley Lucas off a wild pitch. And a costly one at that, as that will give the Athletics the lead.
What's a perfect toss straight to the glove of Max, and she had it in a perfect position. She would have been out, but she wasn't able to hang on to it. As Lucas slides in, it kind of knocks the ball out of her glove. Unfortunate for game time.
1-1 count, off speed, got her to go around. Now 1-2.
Saw both dugouts kind of jump up, thinking the one side thought that they had her out, the other side thought they had her safe, and then you see the ball kind of trickle away, and one side of the dugouts just retreats back into their side.
1-2, misses up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, you just you see the excitement and then the agony that comes from plays like that.
Utter agony.
Now 2-2 count. Bring it home. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Morgan Max able to get out of it. However, a triple and then a wild pitch allows the Athletics to score for the first time today. They have a 1-0 lead. As we head to the top of the 5th, you're listening to HFL Softball.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
OK Athletics Premier with a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Able to take advantage of a wild pitch. All started really with a triple from Tinley Lucas, though, a 2-out triple. And then a wild pitch allowed her to come home to score. And so they have a 1-0 advantage as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Morgan Max, Katie Scott, and Emily Levith due up for Game Time Premier. Max with a chance to help herself out here.
I love that both of these teams have hitting pitchers.
Yeah. That's a nice little change up from what you see sometimes.
A huge advantage, I think. You get to see both sides of the game, you know, both perspectives. Normally it's very one-sided. But to me, being both a hitter and a pitcher makes you better at both because you understand the idea and the concept of both, and you're able to work around that and say, okay, well, what would I think if I was a pitcher?
Right.
Or what would I think right here if I was a hitter?
First offering missed the mark. 1 ball and no strikes. Sling it home, took something off of it, and it's a called strike. Premier has gotten runners on. They had somebody on first. back in the fourth, but Kennedy Fisher, excuse me, caught trying to steal second base. That kind of took away the threat. 1-1. Swung on, line drive up the middle for a base hit. I thought Ritz was going to spear that in the circle, but came up empty. So a leadoff single from Morgan Mack. She's now 2 for 2.
She's helping herself out in the circle, especially after the wild pitch there.
We're going to get a pinch runner for her over at first base. So that'll bring up Katie Scott, grounded out to second, her first time. Looking to get something going here. And first pitch swinging and dribbles it foul up the first base line. That might have gotten her on the ankle a little bit. Emily Labeth waiting on deck. Bring it home. Swung on, fouled back right to us. Oh, right underneath it. You might have had a chance.
That was my moment.
If we hadn't closed the window, you would have had a shot.
Oh, man.
If anything, you would have had to save the monitor.
I would
That
gladly
was
do
close.
so.
That was close. So that brings the count to 0-2. Bring it in. Swung on, hit off the hands. It's going to stay in the infield and nearly dropped by the second baseman. Dooner was able to kind of corral that and push it up against her glove to make the catch.
That wind is not playing games.
It is not. Even in the infield. Now we've got a coaching visit out in the circle. Gonna talk things over. Again, who knows what's really being said. He's bringing a lot of cards out there, but
Might be time to change cards. Sometimes you run out of numbers, depending on how many of a specific pitch you call.
Okay.
At least in college. I don't know if they switch them out. It's a lot harder to pick pitches when you switch out your cards every so often.
I imagine so.
I think he's just giving a little pep talk to his pitcher there. Making sure the defense knows where they're going. Sometimes you just need to break up the mojo that the other team has.
Got a runner on first in Morgan Max. Emily Lambeth up now. She grounded one hard back to the pitcher her last time. And Ritz was able to make a fantastic play to get her out at first. Ritz winds and fires, first pitch swinging, ground ball, but fouled on the third base line. Really a nice backhanded grab down there by Skypeworth, but no play to be made. 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, and this one fouled off to the right. Back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get her to go up the ladder, wouldn't bite. A ball and 2 strikes. In those kind of situations, too, you're really putting a lot of trust in your catcher back there. You're making sure that McLaughlin's able to jump out of her crouch and snag that ball if it gets a little too high. 1-2. This one down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Athletics with that 1-0 lead. Took that in the bottom of the 4th. Now trying to hold on to it here in the top of the 5th. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And masterful job there painting the outside black from Taryn Ritz. 2 down.
Yeah, that's definitely a pitcher's pitch right there. I don't think anyone wants to swing at that pitch.
I'm not for sure what was going on here. So Kennedy Fisher, I believe, was up with a bat. And now she'll head back to the dugout. And Casey Polson coming in. So Polson was originally the one that was set to come up and hit. You know this one.
I do.
I can tell you know this one. First pitch swinging and taps it foul up the third base line.
For being honest, I'm going to be driving home today with all of the chants
Remembering
stuck
all of
in
them,
my
huh?
head. Yep.
No ball and 1 strike.
They're just so catchy. And once you know them, it's like they're
They're
stuck.
with you
They're
forever.
stuck in your head forever.
They're not going anywhere. The 0-1. Up and in, thought about giving an offer at it, but decided to hold up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good eye there from Polson. Infielders playing in on both sides. Swung on, just a little line drive through the left side for a base hit. Going with the pitch, not much, but Polson picks up a single, and runners at first and second now with 2 away.
Solid contact right there. Good barrel control. I like that she placed it in the 5-6 hole because the shortstop hood was shaded a little bit over towards second because there was a speedy runner on first. So you, as a shortstop, you're in charge of not only fielding the ball if it's hit to you, but also the steal. So it makes it difficult to play defense with a speedy runner on first and at the plate. So she took advantage of that for sure.
So now here's the pesky hitter. That would be Haley Kazel, who has worked 2 really long at bats so far in this ball game. The latest came via a single back in the 3rd. She takes the first pitch away, 1-0. Definitely shading her to hit the other way here. Plenty of room down that right field line if she were to turn on one. The 1-0 swung on. This one is slap fouled on the left side.
As a slapper too, though, whenever you do see that big of a shift, I think it becomes obvious of where they're going to pitch you. So you have to be ready for the outside pitch because they're not going to give you anything on the inside corner that they think that you can square up because there is so much room down the right field line. So they're definitely going to stay on the outer half and try to get her to play into their strengths.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Athletics holding on to a 1-0 lead. They just took the game's first lead in the bottom of the 4th, and here we are in the top of the 5th. The 0-1. Swave and a miss. And again, working that outside corner. Got her to swing through it, 1-2. The 1-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. And Taryn Ritz, with a couple of big strikeouts, able to work through the jam. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 our score. You were listening to HFL Softball. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Athletics Premier looking to add on to a 1-0 lead. It'll be the bottom third of the order. Kinley Riley to lead things off, and first pitch she fouls it off. By the way, we have a new pitcher, number 19 Maggie Place, in the circle. So Morgan Max's day, at least in the circle, is done. Went 4 innings, gave up only 1 run. It was earned, but 1 run on 3 base hits. And this one off of the pitcher, up the third base line. The throw off the mark, got away, and now the runner will scoot on down to second base. Didn't look like the throw was that far off. I think that might have been a play that first baseman, you know, if you asked Casey Polson about it, she'd probably say she should have made.
While I do agree, I think it's very important in that situation to have a solid throw straight to the first baseman. Just because it's so quick, it's bang bang, it's off the glove of Place, and for you to be able to have the wits to make that play, you need a good throw.
Slow roller over to short. This is going to be another bang bang play, and beating it out is Figner.
Yeah, definitely a spinny ball off the end of the bat. Looked like it was actually maybe off the cap.
So Presley Main with a strong throw to first, but was not in time. And now
checking the ball for any cuts. That's how you
Gametime
can
Premier.
definitely tell it was spinny.
Runners at the corners now, no outs for Cork and Skypeworth. She was a strikeout victim her last time up. An off speed called strike on the inside corner is a quick snap throw down to third, and watch out. Third baseman Skaggs having to dive to keep that one in front of her.
Great play right there. That saves probably 2 runs because the left fielder wasn't all the way at her backup yet because it was such a quick throw. Easily would have cleared the bases if it got past Skaggs.
Skaggs is playing way in now. They're at third base. Will be trying to keep everybody at home, or I should say at their respective bags away from home. This pitch misses up, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Entire infield is playing it for that matter. Bring it home, swung on, line drive, hit to center field, caught. Here's the throw. Going to be close at the plate, but sliding in ahead of the tag is Riley. The RBI sacrifice fly from Skypeworth, and Athletics take a 2-0 lead.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was really a good throw out there in center field by Haley Kazel.
A great read off the bat, too. I thought it was going to be a gapper for sure, and Kazel had a great first step on it and was able to get there quickly and get behind it.
And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change, or
a little bit of a defensive swap here. Looks like Fisher.
So coming out of the ball game is going to be Casey Polson. Coming into the ball game, looking here, Lexi McDonald. Hold on.
I think that was Bradshaw came to first.
Yeah, Bradshaw. So Tatum Bradshaw will go over to first base now. And it looks like Fisher will go out to the left. So Fisher will be batting in place of Polson when they come around on the lineup there. Did you see anything that would have prompted that change?
Maybe those 2 throws at first. I'm not sure.
Maybe so.
It seems pretty abrupt to be making a defensive change this late in the game, especially during the middle of an inning.
Right. So this pitch is going to miss low, brings up 2 balls and no strikes. Swung on, just did get a piece and fouls it off. Actually tipped off the top of the screen and rolled all the way into that third base dugout. Already a 2-0 lead for Athletics Premier and looking to add ons. There's a quick snap throw down to second base. Gets past the second baseman, but a good job of backing things up by Kazel. We'll keep the runner there. That could have been a dangerous play.
Yeah, as a catcher, normally you want to have some type of signal or something to your second baseman to have her know that you're going to throw it, or if not, you just have to make sure that she's there, or else that could result in another 60 feet for the runner.
The 2-2 swung on this one, fouled off, back off to our left, and we'll do it again. McDonald has reached base twice, once on a walk and then again on an error. Has been left on base both times. And this one comes up and in and hits her. On a 2-2 count, a hit by pitch, and Lexi McDonald will head on down to first. So that will put runners at first and second now for Ryland Dooner. And Dooner is 1 for 2 and a single back in the first inning. And first pitch swinging, flips this one foul back off to our right. And Zach Taylor, Tori Vidalis hanging out with you today. Just chilling, relaxing, all cool.
Nice one.
Shooting some people outside of the school. 0-1 the count. Bring it home again. Shows butt, pulls it back. It's a called strike nonetheless. 0-2. Well, that one hugged the inside of the zone. And by the time Dooner pulled it back, it looked like she was almost standing right over the plate.
Would have been a great one to just kind of lightly tap it.
In on the hands, fists it up. Line drive, caught it shortstop by Maine, and that'll be out number 2. Just a weak little line drive. Now 2 outs for Sydney McLaughlin. First pitch to her, swinging this one right at us. That's going to hit actually the awning above us. It hit, but Tori had the hand up. She was ready.
So close.
Even though there's a window in front of her, she was still ready.
Ready.
I was about to say, you've been so conditioned that if a ball's coming your way, you got to catch it, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's part of my position.
No matter if you physically can catch it or not, you got to be ready all times. Almost kind of like a little quick pitch right there. Misses down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taryn Rentz, the pitcher, waiting on deck. You know, she would love to get a crack at giving herself a bit more of a lead. Off speed, swung on. This one is drilled but fouled on the left field line. 1-2. Plays can really get out of a sticky situation here. 1-2, just did get a piece. We'll do it again. The 1-2. Swung on, lofted on the second base side, camping underneath and making the catch in the infield. The second baseman, Katie Scott, for out number 3. However, Athletics does add to their lead. They get 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 error, and they strand 2. We head to the 6th, 2-0 our score. You're listening to HFL Softball.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
To the 6th inning we go, 2-0 our score between Athletics Premier and Gametime Premier. Athletics with a 2-0 lead, able to add to it in that last half inning. Now, Taryn Ritz back out in the circle looking to preserve it. Tatum Bradshaw going to lead things off. Of course, Tatum started the game in left field, but that last half inning came in and played first base. She hits from the right side, and the first pitch to her is down low. It's the second of 5 games that will be played at Davis Diamond today. Tori and I will be here for 3 of them, so we got one more after this. The 1-0. In on the hands, popped her up the third baseline. Third baseman getting chase and making the catch. Down third base. Skypeworth, fantastic play for out number 1.
That's a big catch there. She had to run a long way and had to keep her feet moving for the wind. It was a very high fly ball, and that's a huge catch.
So that'll be the first out of the 6th inning. Claire Skaggs coming up. She's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to the left, he misses away. 1-0. Well, those stands on the left still in the shade. Really a lot of shade to go around when it comes to the seats. Out on the field, it's a little bit different story. The 1-0. Checked her swing. No, she did not. Went around. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. And this pitch misses down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Briley Russell waiting on deck. Two balls and a strike. Bring it home. Swung on, sprayed foul off to the left. We were talking a little Texas A&M football earlier, Tori. The Aggies, of course, were supposed to play this weekend. That game ended up getting postponed because of COVID-19. They're supposed to play at Tennessee. It's been pushed back to December 12th now. The 2-2. Off-speed misses down and away. Some prognosticators have the Aggies going to the Cotton Bowl up in Dallas. So missing out on the college football playoff, but playing a New Year's Six Bowl. Still plenty of ball left to be played, though, so we'll see. The payoff pitch swung on, line drive, going to get over the shortstop's head and into left for a base knock. Just past the outstretched glove of Lily Hood, and Clara Skaggs on with a base hit.
Her first hit of the day, or first hit of this game, I should say. Had a big game, first game. I think a lot of the COVID situations with football honestly, as long as softball doesn't get delayed or postponed or really anything, if it was normal, which it probably won't be, but it's as much as you can hope for, maybe a shorter schedule.
Low line drive, dying in right field and going to fall for a base hit. And now there's going to be a quick throw on to second base, and sliding in ahead of time was Skaggs. She had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught or not. And so ends up being a single for Bailey Russell. Just a hard play to make by Tinley Lucas. And she comes up empty. So runners at first and second now for Presley, Maine. Game time, again, trails 2-0, but looking to make some noise here. The first offering, called strike on the outside corner. Brings it to 0-1. Infield playing into the corners, but second and short at double play depth. Wave and a miss. Pulled the string, had her way out in front. That really is a secret weapon for some pitchers.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the most important pitch, in my opinion. Because if you can throw it for a strike every single time, then you can always have the odds on your side.
The 0-2, this one coming, and it's going to get near us, but not quite. And we do have an opening down here for the camera, Tori, if you need to jump over. And Tori starts leaping over me and then jumping in front of the camera, and suddenly the camera goes dark. You know why. She was trying to get that ball. No balls, 2 strikes. And on the hands, able to pull it foul. Got a runaway bag out there. Looks like an ice bag in left field. Hopefully he finds a good home.
It's better an ice bag than an animal.
Yes, no, absolutely. Last thing we need is a rabid squirrel out on the field. That's not good for anybody.
There are a lot of squirrels around this campus.
There are. There are. Some of them friendly, some others not so much. We're actually going to have a pinch runner for Skaggs at second base. Ruth coming in. Again is the PR here. Interesting that you would do that mid-count.
Yes and no. I think the coach just realized, you know, this is our chance to put a run on the board, so we need as much speed as we can on the bases.
0-2 the count, bring it home. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Boy, what a pretty pitch that was for out number 1.
Yeah, and Ritz has been getting that pitch all day, so you have to know if you're game time, you're going to swing at that pitch, at least try to get it out of your kitchen, something. You don't want to let the umpire ring you up with runners in scoring position.
8 strikeouts on the day now for Taryn Ritz. And 1 down. A very important out right there. Morgan Max, first pitch swinging, line drive, gets past the center fielder and all the way to the wall. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Max racing over to third and standing up with a 2-run triple. Morgan Max.
Make it a ball game, why don't you?
Man.
That's huge. That's the biggest hit they've had all day. Biggest hit we've seen all day. Just absolutely laced. And Riley out in center gets a bad read on it. She didn't quite read the backspin on the ball, so a lot of times if you see a ball that has backspin, it can seem like it's going to fall short, but that spin just keeps it up in the air and keeps it going and keeps elevating. So it gets over Riley's head, and 2 will easily score, and Max makes it over to third base.
Morgan Max, the pitcher, helping herself out here offensively. 3 for 3 with 2 RBI following that triple.
Have a day.
Yeah, now Katie Scott will head up to the plate. And nobody warming up, by the way, in the Athletics bullpen. So as of right now, this is Taryn Ritz's ball game, and she had really been cruising, honestly, until this inning. Katie Scott coming up. First offering to her as a called strike. Count goes to 0-1.
And here comes the pressure.
Yeah, now you're trying to take the lead here. And swung on, fouled straight back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, with a runner on third, 2 strikes, 2 outs, you get a little antsy and you feel like you have to hit a home run or something really big in the situation, when in reality all you have to do is kind of poke it through and just anything scores her. If you're standing on first, she's standing in the dugout with have touched home plate on the way there. So try not to do too much, just get in the barrel.
The 0-2, wave and a miss, strike 3, but not after Gametime comes back to tie it up. A big 2-run triple from Morgan Max. And we are knotted up at 2 runs each. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to HFL Softball. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0, or 2-2, excuse me. We just scored 2 runs. Wasn't that long ago. Right before that last break. Taryn Rent's going to lead things off, the pitcher for the Athletics. First pitch, he swings and fouls that one back. And the second offering just does miss. Maggie Place on for her 2nd inning of work. Suddenly, Tori, we got us a ball game. Gametime had struggled early on against Rents just to try and get anything going offensively, but able to score 2 runs off a 2-run triple for Morgan Max. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. And time called, and so now we're going to have a visit on the pitcher's circle. Think maybe we might got some calls crossed over a little bit.
Yeah, probably just telling her, hey, you know, stick with this pitch. This pitch is looking really good. Or just saying, hey, you know, this is what we've done previously, and we've gotten her to strike out 2 times. So just looking at the sequence.
A long, lengthy conversation here between assistant for Gametime and the entire infield, really. But they talk about whatever they need to talk about. Break up the huddle.
Sometimes you have coaches that'll just stand out there until the umpire comes and gets you.
Yeah, might as well. I mean,
Use
take as
all
much
of
time
your
as you
time.
need. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ritz winds and fires, swung on. This one is popped up back behind the plate, and it's going to make its way into the stands. And one of the A's players having to kind of dive out of the way of it. Well, Skypeworth down there in the hole. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lily Hood waiting on deck, followed by Tinley Lucas. The 2-2 to Ritz. Swung on, popped up again. This one may stay in play. And up against the net, able to make the catch is Briley Russell, the catcher.
It's a big play right there to be able to get the lead out. And again, up against that net. That net has had a lot of action today.
It really has. And I don't know if that's just because of the wind or maybe it's good pitching has induced a lot of foul balls, but. And out number 1, and now Lily Hood coming up. She is 0 for 2. And first pitch swinging, she fouls this one off the net.
Also, Place is a very spinny pitcher, so a lot of times that causes hitters to be underneath the ball, creating them to pop it straight back.
So when you say spinny, what exactly do you mean?
Spinny meaning she spins the ball well, so she has a high revolution rate, and she doesn't throw it fast, so the spin allows the ball to move more. So when you throw it hard, obviously physics, right? It goes harder, so it doesn't have as many times to spin around, so it's not going to break as much. Whereas if you're a slower pitcher, it's in the air longer, so it has time to let the spin of the ball use gravity to move the ball.
Ground ball hit over to second base, firing over to first in time. Play from Katie Scott, 4-3 for out number 2. So 2 down. Tinley Lucas had a triple her last time and came around to score on a wild pitch. She also reached on a walk. Ellie Lovelace is waiting on deck, but this one skied just beyond the dirt. Now coming back in at shortstop to make the catch is Maine for out number 3. So after tying things up, Game Time goes out and throws up a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the 7th, knotted up at 2. You're listening to HFL Softball.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
To the top of the 7th we go, all knotted up at 2 between Game Time Premier and OK Athletics Premier. And Game Time coming up, going to start with the bottom half of the order. Emily Labeth followed by Kennedy Fisher, and then it'll be up to the top we go with Haley Kazel. And first pitch swinging, pops this one up down the foul territory, and a nice sliding grab made by the left fielder coming in, Ellie Lovelace. A really nice play in foul territory.
Yeah, what a catch. So many elements going into that right there. Being able to track the ball all the way down, keeping the wind in mind, the ball movement, and then being able to slide and keep it in your glove. That's big time. And especially being the lead out, you want to get as many outs as you can in a tie ball game.
Lovelace with a nice play, and yeah, the wherewithal to slide and make sure you don't go crashing into that defense down there, and now first pitch swinging line drive back up the middle for a base hit from Kennedy Fisher. She came on as a defensive replacement back in the 5th, and first at bat of this second game, she gets a base knock.
Taking advantage of her opportunities.
Haley Cansel coming up now. She's 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a single. Again, Taryn Ritz really had been grooving until that last inning. And she starts off Cansel with a called strike on the inner half. Kazel swung on, fouled this one back to the screen. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Wind has settled down a little bit out there. It's not blowing nearly as blustery as it was earlier. Have we got somebody watching down on the street? I don't know. There's just a car parked on the road down there on Kimbrough. This one swung on, fouled off.
Best seat in the house.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe it was just a family that had jumped out real quick, get something. Now they're heading back into the car. No balls and 2 strikes. Swung on, chopper hit to third. Only 1 play, and that's to first. So get the out there. There's 2 down. Runner moves from first to second. And Tatum Bradshaw coming up.
Love that. Very bouncy ball there. Skypeworth had a quick transfer and a solid throw. Just very, very strong arm. I appreciate when a third baseman not only gives you the time to get back to the base, but makes a very strong throw on a slapper. It makes life so much easier as a first baseman.
So 2 down. Bradshaw coming up now, and she popped up in foul territory to third base her last time. Takes the first pitch, called strike. Ritz winds and fires, brings it home, wave and a miss. 0-2. Clara Skaggs is waiting on deck should Bradshaw reach. The 0-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. So nothing doing here in the 7th for game time. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Athletics will be looking to walk it off. All tied up at 2. You're listening to HFL Softball. Ellie Lovelace, Kinley Riley, and Carissa Figner due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Athletics Premier. Tie ball game, 2 runs each between the Athletics and Game Time. Lovelace 0 for 1 today, has reached on a hit by pitch back in the second, and then struck out looking her last time up. Looks like Lovelace had a handkerchief or a towel or something in her back pocket, so the umpire made her have to push it down into her pocket. First pitch swinging, drives it, but fouled on the left field line.
A handkerchief.
A hanky? Handkerchief? Is that an old term?
Yeah.
Handkerchief's an old term?
Like a towel.
What else was it? Yeah, okay.
It's just funny that you would think handkerchief.
I mean, bandana? I don't know.
Bandana.
It's whatever you want to roll with, you know? Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, there's just some things that are so prevalent in the softball world that, like, it has the same name everywhere. So
And
when you hear
handkerchief's
something
not.
different, it's like, whoa. Yeah, weird that you would use that term.
I
But-
don't remember seeing people with towels.
Yeah,
I guess
I
because
mean,
everything's kind of wet out in the outfield.
well, normally it happens for pitchers when it's really hot,
Right,
or if it's raining,
right.
or if they're just a sweaty person, which I get really sweaty hands, like I said earlier, so I have to wear batting gloves. But sometimes pitchers will use the Gorilla Grip in their back pocket. You just kind of touch it beforehand, and then you wipe it off.
2-1. There's a chopper hit to third, fielded, firing on to first from Skaggs for out number 1. So 1 down. Kinley Riley coming up now. She's 1 for 2. First pitch swinging. She sprays this one fouled on the right side. Carissa Figner waiting on deck. And Maggie Place on for her 3rd inning of relief, and this one fouled back to the screen. The 0-2, and again spoiled foul. Riley staying alive. Five base hits for the A's. Take this offering away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Actually make that 4 base hits, excuse me. 1 run, or 2 runs on 4 base hits. Popped her up at second base, coming on. Able to make the catch is Scott near the first base side, out number 2. So 2 down.
Might be seeing some extra innings here
Might
today.
very well may be seeing some extras. Figner 1 for 2 today. Last time up had a single and then a stolen base. And a wave and a miss. 0-1. And the 0-1 offering misses down low, evens us up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on. This one is driven high into right field. Coming on and making the catch on the run is Emily Labeth for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the OK Athletics premiere. And we head to extras. Going to the 8th, all knotted up at 2. You're listening to HFL Softball.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
To extra innings we go here at Davis Diamond. All knotted up at 2 runs apiece between Game Time Premier and OK Athletics Premier. And the way that the overtime rules work, each team will have a runner starting at second base. So the last player that was up, which was Tatum Bradshaw, will head over to second. She struck out back in the top of the 7th inning, so the speedster. And Clara Skaggs is at the plate. She had a single and came around to score back in the 6th. And the first pitch to Skaggs is low for a ball, 1-0. Taryn Ritz staying in the ball game. Again, this has been her game the entire time. Nobody's been warming up down in the bullpen. Corner is creeping in, swung on. This one is lofted in the left field. It's going to get behind the left fielder and drop for a base hit. So that will score a run. And Skaggs on second base with an RBI single. Double. RBI double. Math is hard, guys.
That's so interesting to see the way that played out, because normally in ITV, automatically the first player that's up to bat will bunt, and then after they move the runner over, then you're kind of free to do whatever you want in that situation. But I like that they gave her the opportunity to swing away. Obviously she has enough power to get it out there, so now you're in the exact same position, but just with another run on the board.
And it looked like Lovelace got turned around a little bit, and you could definitely see the wind playing havoc with it too, as she got turned around. Now Briley Russell up and takes an offering high and outside. So Game Time has taken the lead here. Remember, they had to fight back just to tie it up in the 6th. And they have now taken a 3-2 advantage. 2-0, or the 1-0 misses away, so now it's 2-0. Presley Main waiting on deck. Swung on, hard ground ball through the legs of the shortstop into left field. 8 Hood up, and here comes the throw from left field from Lovelace. Will keep the runner at third, but now they've got him at the corners with Main coming up. And went right through the wickets.
And normally during ITB, it's not about who scores the run from second. It's about who scores more than that, because most of the time it's fairly easy to score a run from second, because you have 0 outs, you bunt, get her over, and then pretty much anything through the infield or anything into the grass is a run. So it's like automatically you have 2 outs with a run. So then it becomes, okay, who can get the next big hit? So with Gametime being able to get that huge hit to put a run up on the board to go ahead 3-2. Now they're in a first and third situation. They have 2 runners on with no outs, so they're putting themselves in a great position to win this ball game.
So a big at bat here. Presley Main coming up. She is 0 for 3, but seems like Gametime has really kind of come around to finding its rhythm against Reds. Infield playing in at the corners. A called strike right down the heart of the plate. It's 0-1. Winds and fires. Swung on, line drive. Going to be caught on the fly. Tagging up at third. Heading for home is the runner and will be able to score. So Skaggs able to score standing up. And now 2 runs have come across, 4-2.
Oh, that was a close one at first base. So Skaggs tagged up at third, and it was fine. She left after the ball was touched by the center fielder. But Russell over at first took off and was 1 step from second base and was kind of slowly jogging back to first base as Skaggs is crossing the plate, and then the catcher McLaughlin throws the ball back down to first base and almost gets Russell out because that play is still a force because she left before the ball touched the glove.
Well, it was a bang play, and that would have been huge because then suddenly you have 2 outs.
I'm sweating.
A little worried over there. Now Morgan Max is up, and this is the one you really got to watch out for. 3 for 3 with 2 RBI today. And the 1-0 to her misses wide. Actually, the 0-1 misses wide, so now it's 1-1. Four to 2 our score. Gametime has come to take the lead here in extras. Looking to add more. The 1-1 misses high and away. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 called strike on the outside black. We're getting that outside call. And we'll even the count. Katie Scott waiting on deck. The 2-2. Tried the outside again. Did not get the call that time. Full count. The payoff pitch. Did she go around? Yes, she did. Tried to check her swing, but wasn't able to hold it, so now 2 down. 11th strikeout of the day, by the way, for Taryn Ritz.
Absolutely dominant in the circle. Obviously, the score doesn't reflect that, but she has been mowing hitters down all day.
Katie Scott will come up now. Talk about one of the strikeout victims. She's also grounded out to second and popped up to second. And the first offering to her is a called strike. The 0-1 in on the hands, popped her up, back behind home plate. McLaughlin gets rid of the mask, makes the catch for out number 3. But not after. Gametime Premier takes the lead. They score 2 runs on 1 base hit, 1 error, and they strand a runner. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2 our score. Listening to HFL Softball. Bottom of the 8th inning we go. Game Time Premier looking to close things out here in extras against OK Athletics Premier. Cork and Skypeworth going to lead things off, followed by Lexi McDonald and Ryland Dooner. Due up for the A's. And first pitch swinging here from Skyport. And that's going to go all the way out into center field, making the catch on the run in center was Kazel. A runner will tag up and move to third, but there's one down.
Just as good as a bunt.
Pretty much. Works as a sacrifice for sure. So Carissa Figner was the runner that started out at second base, and she's now moved over to third. One down for Lexi McDonald. McDonald has reached base 3 times, but has yet to collect a hit. And first pitch swinging, she drives this one, lofts it into right center field. Tagging up at third is Figner, and she'll be able to roll in to home. So there's that one run you're talking about that you needed, but they actually needed 2.
Yep. And in that situation, when you're down 2 runs, you're not going to waste an out on a bunt, right? You want to give the girls an opportunity to swing the bat and see what they can do. If you were up only 1 run, it might be a little bit of a difference.
Very next pitch swinging, popped up, shallow left field, going out, making the catch is Maine. And Game Time Premier comes back to win it 4-3. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap it up for you. Again, you're listening to HFL Softball.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club invite is coming to Kansas City.
Game Time Premier wins their second game of the day, and they come back to defeat OK Athletics Premier 4-3 in extra innings. And honestly, early on, it looked like Premier was just not going to be able to get anything done offensively against Taryn Ritz. She was rolling, and Tori, they came back, had a big 2-run triple from Clara Skaggs, and then they were able to get it done in extras as well. And Skaggs, I should say Morgan Max had the 2-run triple, then Skaggs had an RBI double in extras, and they were able to score 2 runs in that 8th inning and hold on for the win.
Yeah, and I think the really great thing about Game Time was you could tell Ritz was just dominating them at the very beginning, and you could easily tell that the A's had all the momentum. They had all the energy. They had everything on their side. And then slowly but surely, Game Time started chipping away and really getting something done offensively. Even though they weren't scoring, they were getting runners on. They were doing what they needed to do. And then in the 6th inning, they were able to come up with 2 runs and tie the game with that really big triple by Morgan Max. So, I mean, it was just a great job of persevering through the adversity and making those adjustments very quickly and not letting the A's come back and keep one-upping them.
It was a great example of really picking your spots and coming up big when it mattered. And so they end up getting the win. Game Time Premier does, and they advance, Meanwhile, on the other side for the OK Athletics Premier, even though they did get the loss, I believe they still have a chance to make some noise here in the tournament.
Yeah, they did secure a bid for the Tier 1 championships, and even though they lose today, you take away a great tournament. I mean, you're still getting a bid, so there's not really much to complain about. Of course, everybody wants to win, but now with that bid, you have another opportunity to go and play for your life in another tournament and maybe win that tournament. So try not to hang your heads. You played a great game, and maybe this time it just didn't work out in your favor, but next time it could be different.
So the big story, Game Time Premier getting another win, this time 4-3 in extras over OK Athletics Premier, and Game Time moving on. And we will have that game in just a little while. Again, I'm Zach Taylor. She's Tori Vidalis, and you're listening to HFL Softball from Davis Diamond at Texas A&M University.